helped in bringing so many more alternative rock bands to mainstream success in the country. Nababanggit ko nga po kanina, no? Nasasabi ko, magkakaroon na po ng apo, ang kaapo-apuhan natin, at siguro tutugtog pa rin ang huling El Bimbo at Alapaap sa karaoke sa kanto. Habang buhay na po ang impluensya ng Eraserhead sa OPM. So without taking too much time, I would like to welcome a visionary leader in broadcasting, event management, and entertainment with a career spanning decades. A University of the Philippines graduate, he began at Xerox Corporation USA before leading Raven Broadcasting Corporation and Nation Broadcasting Corporation, managing a vast radio network. As chairman and CEO of All Youth Channels Incorporated, he shaped youth culture through MTV Philippines. He later founded WEU Event Management Services, pioneering large-scale concerts, event venues, and international sports events like the IPTL Team Tennis Tournament in Manila. His contributions include producing concerts for global superstars, bringing Broadway productions to the Philippines, and playing a pivotal role in the Eraserheads reunion concerts and world tour. Today, he continues to bring world-class entertainment to the country while championing Filipino talent globally. Everyone, the producer of the film, Mr. Francis Lumen.
Thank you, thank you.
Next, we have the distributor of the film, who began his career in the film industry in 1998 at Warner Bros., building a strong foundation in film distribution. From 2013 to 2017, he served as a local and international distribution manager at Star Cinema. Following this, he took on the role of AVP for operations at T-Rex Productions, contributing to the company's growth for over a year. In 2019, Warner Bros. Welcomed him back as sales director, recognizing his expertise in film distribution and strategic sales. A passionate film enthusiast since the age of 7, when he first watched Superman. Please welcome Mr. Rico Gonzalez. A multi-talented director, she has transitioned from directing award-winning music videos and producing sold-out arena shows to making waves in the film industry. Her short film, Therapist, was shortlisted among Southeast Asia's best short films, while Awaken earned her Best Director at the IFFM in New York and Best Narrative Feature at WorldFest Cinema in Brazil. Her international directorial debut, Dene Faba, or Your Color, premiered at Germany's prestigious Hof International Film Festival and won multiple awards, including Best Director at Calella Film Festival in Spain. Her first documentary, Eraserheads, Combo on the Run, a socio-political drama on the iconic Filipino band, is set for a 2025 theatrical release, and we're very lucky to be part of this vlog screening. Ventura's next feature, Los Oscura, or Dark Light, will be filmed in Mexico and Los Angeles. Passionate about storytelling that transcends cultural boundaries, she aims to create thematically diverse films that highlight universal emotional experiences and foster unity through tolerance and acceptance. Palakpakan po natin ang direktor ng pelikula, Miss Maria Dayan Ventura. At syempre, no, mukhang ang pinakaiintay po nating lahat, last but not least, he is a renowned musician, singer, songwriter, and author best known as the lead vocalist, guitarist, and primary songwriter of the iconic rock band Eraserheads. Widely regarded as one of the most influential figures in Philippine music, his compositions achieved both massive commercial success and critical acclaim, topping charts and shaping the landscape of Filipino pop culture. Mga kaibigan, walang iba, Mr. Eli Buendia. Maraming salamat po ulit sa pag-stay upang makinig sa talkback na ito. Sige po, no? Kaunting kamustahan naman po tayo. Kamusta po tayo lahat ngayon?
Good, good.
Thank you.
Alright.
Excited.
Ano po? Ano po yung
Excited kasi tomorrow na yung showing.
Yes. Tomorrow na ang nationwide release ng Combo on the Run. Tama po ba? Sige po. I'm glad to know that everyone's doing good tonight. Gusto ko pong tanungin, no? Where did the motivation to tell their true story as the movie branded as unknown until now come from? Saan po ito nanggaling?
I've always mentioned this in the past. It was more of like a spontaneous decision. Hindi siya premeditated. So, parang I think it was in the process of preparing for the 2022 concert where the idea just sprung out of the, the head. Kasi everyone was already together, in one place. And I think at that time, so much things were happening. We were just coming out of the pandemic. Tapos political polarization, and Ellie was like a vocal sort of supporter of one of the candidates, and then parang he had this intention to lift the spirits up nga after the loss of Lenny, and so I was thinking that was again they were getting back together after more than a decade of a breakup. So parang something important was happening. I didn't know exactly what the story was at that point, but I knew I needed to document it. So yun, I like Francis, I pitched the project to him to get his investment. I forced Ellie to get interviewed. Yeah, so.
Maraming salamat po. Anyone would like to add on that?
Well, just like what Diane said, nanganganak yung mga ideas eh. So you start with one project, and then all of a sudden, oh, why don't we do this? Oh nga, no? So it has its own momentum, and it's just great to work with, great artists and great producers. So it was very easy for us to align and then pursue the project to the very end, and also not compromising quality. That's why I gotta give it credit to Diane. She really put her blood, sweat, and tears making this movie a great one.
Katulad nga po nang nasabi ni Ms. Diane kanina, so much things were happening. What were the biggest challenges in bringing this documentary to life sa bawat perspektibo po ng bawat isa sa atin?
I think two things. Yung first is technical kasi this was done in 3 countries. So we started in the Philippines. I followed them dun sa world tour nila. Tapos we were doing the sound mix in Berlin. So this film was made in parang close to 3 years na actually. So flying in between countries to finish this film, that was difficult. Combing through like 12 hard drives of 8 terabytes each. Combing through the archives was particularly difficult. Pero in terms of the shoot, I think getting these 4 guys together who are notorious for, being aloof and being, like distant and detached, to get them together to sit down and be vulnerable and talk about things that people don't normally want to talk about. I think yun, that was difficult. Was it difficult, Ellie?
Sir Ellie, what were the biggest challenges in bringing this documentary to life?
Tapos na interview. I don't know. I guess it was difficult to express again what we experienced, but it was also a joy to relive the past. So it's a roller coaster, like everything else in life.
What is it like seeing the life of such an iconic band once you were part of come to life on the big screen and see yourself vulnerable in it?
I'm going to be really honest. I did not want to be here.
Buti na lang po, no?
Again, I was forced at gunpoint by Dayan.
Thank you very much.
Salamat, Miss Dayan.
I'm just taking one for the team. The other three guys are lucky not to see themselves in the big screen. But yeah, I quite enjoyed the Dolby Atmos sound the first time I saw it with that. And then this is I think the 5th time I've seen the movie in public. Second time pa lang.
I have to add, like, I applaud his bravery and courageousness. I mean, it took a lot of courage to
bias ka rin.
Sir Francis, sige, what inspired you to produce this documentary?
Actually, it's Dayan's idea. So I said, partner, let's do this. But then sabi ko, oh, sige. And I believe in Dayan's, and in fact, I've said this before. If you notice, these are 4 bands members. And, reality is, Ellie is the most popular one, and he has done most of the work, original of the song.
Meron pong objections.
Don't say that.
Ako ang ina-expect, and Dayan was able to make
Alis na ako.
So about this movie, Dayan was able to make the pacing, ganda, di ba? Pacing, walang boring, walang lull. And then, she was able to feature the 4 guys equally. Hindi naman super bida si Ellie. The other guys were also there. So, yan, medyo magandang na-achieve ni Dayan yan. And I think she did that with, fairness. So, and I kept telling her, partner, you did very well.
I would like to pick up on that. Paano niyo po napag-desisyonan yung narrative structure ng documentary? Was it always clear or did it evolve along the way?
It evolved. I just realized how difficult documentary filmmaking is. I have tremendous respect for documentary filmmakers. I mentioned before this would be my last. It's so difficult because, every time, I'm interviewing super brilliant people who have like a lot of great, profound things to say. So every time they would say something, parang that would lead me to a different path, sort of. And every time you explore that new path, you have to provide context for it. So we did 38 reshoots trying to provide context for the previous, people that narrated things.
Meron po bang editorial control o influence ang Eraserhead sa final cut ng film?
For fairness sake and for objectivity and also, diba, to uphold journalistic integrity also, I really, at the risk of everyone's hatred, we had to have final cut without them.
Okay, this question's for Sir Rico. What's next regarding distributing the film? May plano po ba tayong lakad para sa streaming or festivals or international releases?
For now, we'd like to concentrate on the local distribution. We would like to encourage everyone to spread the good word about the movie, that take advantage of the short period that it will be available in cinemas starting tomorrow until Sunday. So yun muna yung concentration natin for now. And then, whatever will happen tomorrow until Sunday, we'll move on from there.
May reason po ba kung bakit very limited days po muna?
Then maybe you can share there are some things that we can share about that, but basically we want this also to be a sort of a weekend. It's pag nanonood ng concerts, like a weekend back-to-back days. So instead of doing it in an arena or an open ground, we're doing it in cinemas, sharing a different content for the fans also.
And I hope doon po sa limited days ng pag-release ng movie na to, I hope it really brings a lot of people together dun sa weekend na yun. Katulad nga po na nasabi nyo, no, parang concert. Being the distributor of the film, what do you hope this film achieves in the music and film industry?
Just to give you an idea of how it started with distribution deal with Diane and the group. This project came to Warner Brothers to me in a very unexpected way. It was actually during the wake of Mother Lily, when Shock, who was one of the editors of the film, approached me and told me that there's a project going on about Eraserheads docu. And you know, sabi nga ng kanta nila, kay bilis maglaho ng kahapon. So when the opportunity knocks, you have to open the door and take a look at it. And it's Eraserheads, I'm a big fan. Hindi ko pwedeng hindi tignan. So we had a meeting. Diane, after several meetings, she showed me an initial cut. And then we had some notes, something to share with her kung kayang tignan. And fortunately, evolving pa yung edit nila at the time. So, and thankfully also, my favorite song was included in the movie take, and for the shoot on that one, Para sa Masa was included. It was not in the cut that I first saw.
Yeah, thank you, Rico, because you told me, ba't walang Para sa Masa?
Yeah, so I hope this is an opportunity in my own little way through Warner Brothers na mas marami pang ma-reach ng tao yung music and the legacy of Eraserheads. Mas marami pang ma-reach hindi lang dito sa Philippines, hopefully nga with audiences all around the world. So we'll start from this weekend first and then see what happens.
All right. I'm hoping for the successful run of Eraserheads combo on the run. Thank you so much, Sir Rico. No, nabanggit nyo na you're also a fan. So I would like to direct this question to everyone. Despite being familiar with the band already, did you still discover anything new, especially you, Sir Ellie, about the band or your band members that even your biggest fans might not know?
Well, I didn't know Marcus could cry.
Yung iba po sa atin, meron po ba tayong parang mas na-discover pa, Miss Diane, as the director of the film?
Yeah, definitely, because as you all know, like I have a business relationship with Ellie for, you know, the last years, more than a decade already. So all this time, all the perspective that I was getting was just from him. And of course, it's very valid, yun, and it was until I saw everyone else's interview, yun nga, that made me realize, I mentioned this before, na, you know, their perspectives were also true and valid and real for them, and it made a lot of sense. And I guess yung takeaway ko doon is the importance of expression and communication. Kasi I think if they had just talked to each other about that they were really thinking and articulated that, parang a lot of conflict could have been avoided. Yeah, I think.
Maraming salamat, Miss Diane. Sir Ellie, this question is for you, no? Kung pwedeng matanong, no? Ano ang pinaguhugutan ng mga kanta ng Eraserheads? Nung nagsisimula pa lamang kayo, ano yung nasa isip nyo na, okay, ito ang gusto natin maging tatak ng Eraserheads sa tao?
Well, I grew up listening to basically OPM, the Manila sound. My mother was a big fan, so I loved that kind of music as well. So I think yung mga music ng panahon na yun, nung 70s, was very folky, F-O-L-K-Y, guys. Yes, I think I think the band just wanted, and me personally, as a songwriter, to just parang connect with someone.
What did the film mean by wanting a band that had no fear? Especially a lot of political elements were incorporated into the film.
It's what it is. I mean, you can't be out there singing your guts out and expressing your innermost feelings without being courageous, you know?
Gusto ko lang pong matanong, no? What's one thing that you wish the band had the chance to do in the past? Meron po bang unreleased song na sana you wish could have been released with Eraserheads given the chance?
We've never been to Amsterdam. Always wanted to go to Amsterdam. Particularly the red light district. Just kidding!
Alright, this question is for everyone. Kasi narinig natin yung audience kanina no, na pa-cheer sila. Ano po ang implication nung post-credits scene? Maaari ba namin itong malaman ng konti? Kahit sino po ang pwedeng sumagot, no? As people involved in this film. Maaari po ba itong malaman?
First, there's an upcoming concert that's happening. May
For Francis?
Of course, this is again a experimental, no? You know, producing a concert and promoting it is quite a challenging task. But this is one way, sabi namin, what about using the movie as a promotional tool to promote the May 31 Eraserheads Electric Fun Music Festival, which the band members also will help promote the other OPM bands. And I think that's a great gesture. May 31, abangan nyo yan.
Sir Ellie, would you like to say something about that?
Yeah, medyo hindi pa namin napag-uusapan yung with the with WEU, but I guess this is for the fans again.
Always for the fans.
Who wanted more. By this time, you're welcome. By this time, I think tama na yung reunion na yan. Wala nang huling El Bimbo. Yes. We're here to stay. Until we break up again. Yeah, we just wanted a new concept na parang, oh, baka sila na naman yan, di ba? So we just wanted to have a music festival where our friends and people, artists that we admire can share the stage with us. That's it.
Thank you so much, Sir Ellie. All right, speaking of fans, I would like to open the floor to our audience. Kung meron po kayong katanungan o refleksyon tungkol dun sa pelikula, ito na po ang oras, no? Para makapagtanong. Yes, we have someone.